Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window. And as advertised, once again, plenty of wind, but plenty of blue sky out there too. And check out this beautiful shot looking down Highway 97 at Turtle Rock there in the middle of your screen. As you can see, lots of clear blue sky out there this afternoon. Temperatures were a bit cooler. We are seeing a northwesterly flow that's bringing us a little bit cooler air, and we are going to continue to see wind. We saw wind about 10 to 20 miles an hour today. It's going to continue to stay breezy into our evening hours as well, and maybe even up to about midnight or so. So if you are thinking about maybe a evening boat ride out on the lake, it could be a bit choppy out there tonight. And also fire danger. Be very careful with this wind, especially around grassy areas. And we'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A total of 31 workers at a Columbia fruit packing facility in East Wenatchee have now tested positive for COVID-19. Positive tests for COVID-19 continue to spike in Grant County with 79 confirmed cases between Saturday and Monday. Positive cases of coronavirus are also surging right here in the Wenatchee Valley. And a federal incident management team was called in to manage firefighting efforts on a wildfire burning south of Royal City that grew to almost 6,000 acres overnight on Monday. But first we begin tonight. Two men from Yakima are jailed tonight after a drive-by shooting in the middle of a Wenatchee neighborhood, which wounded a passenger in another automobile. The gunfire broke out about 2:48 p.m. on Monday. A neighbor provided this dramatic security camera footage from that incident. Police say 20-year-old Alexander Lopez was a passenger in that maroon Ford Explorer, and he fired a rifle toward a Honda Accord near the intersection of Douglas and Idaho Streets. Officers stopped the Explorer at the North Wenatchee Avenue Wendy's restaurant, where they arrested Lopez and the driver, 26-year-old Juan Mendoza Rodriguez. A passenger in the Honda later appeared at Central Washington Hospital with a bullet wound to the leg. Lopez allegedly admitted firing a rifle after a verbal altercation with people in that Honda and said he feared they were reaching for a weapon. Both men face charges of first-degree assault. Well, a total of 31 workers at a fruit packing facility in East Wenatchee have now tested positive for COVID-19. The first few cases came to light almost 2 weeks ago, and after closing down its packing line, the fruit company asked to have its remaining 93 workers tested Thursday by Columbia Valley Community Health. None showed symptoms, but those tests confirmed that 16 more cases. The packing facility is located near Pangbourne Airport. Columbia Fruit says those who've tested positive are now in isolation. They can return to work after 10 days if they show no further symptoms. The findings help bring the valley's total coronavirus cases now to 667 as of this morning. Well, positive tests for COVID-19 continue to also spike in Grant County with 79 confirmed cases between Saturday and Monday. The Grant County Health District said there are currently 16 people hospitalized with the virus. The latest cases again came from throughout the county with positive tests in Quincy, Moses Lake, Ephrata, Mattawa, and Royal City. So far, Grant County has had 691 positive tests for COVID-19 and 6 deaths. Well, positive cases of coronavirus are also surging right here in the Wenatchee Valley. The Chelan-Douglas Health Districts report 753 known cases as of today, with 15 people hospitalized locally for COVID-19. 3 of those under hospital care are from the 2-county area. Others hail from surrounding counties. There have been 180 new cases found locally in the last week, 86 of them just since the 4th of July. Today is the first day of the state order mandating the use of protective facial masks while in a public space. Well, a federal incident management team was called in to manage firefighting efforts on a wildfire burning south of Royal City that grew to almost 6,000 acres overnight Monday. The fire is on the western end of Saddle Mountain on U.S. Fish and Wildlife protected land. That's in Grant County. Local firefighting crews from throughout the region were joined by state and federal firefighters late Monday afternoon, with 4 aircraft and smoke jumpers assisting. The fire started about 12:30 p.m. and quickly grew. When winds picked up Monday night, crews struggled to maintain fire lines. Highway 24 was closed about 10 Monday night and then reopened at 1:45 a.m. Tuesday as the fire burned away from the roadway. More than 200 firefighters are working to contain the fire, which has not threatened any structures. Well, coming up next, a brush fire outside Twisp was quickly contained Monday night, but not before burning into power lines. Interior Secretary David Bernhardt was in Omak yesterday and made a decision on reintroducing grizzlies to the North Cascades. And the Wenatchee Police Department is sending out its thanks to all the people who cleared out of Walla Walla Point Park ahead of Saturday's fireworks show. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Welcome back. In another news, a brush fire outside Twisp was quickly contained Monday night, but not before burning into power lines. Fire crews from Twisp, Winthrop, and the State Department of Natural Resources responded to the fire off Twisp-Winthrop East Side Road on Balky Hill Road. That was at 9:30 p.m. They initially had to wait for the Okanagan PUD to cut power to the lines before attacking line blaze. The fire was out and power restored by midnight. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Well, the reintroduction of grizzly bears into the North Cascades is a non-starter. Interior Secretary David Bernhardt announced today at a roundtable in Omak that the federal government will not move forward with the restoration plan to bring the bear back to the central Washington wilderness. 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse has opposed the plan for years, and Barnhart said today, quote, "The people who live and work in north central Washington have made their voices clear that they do not want grizzly bears reintroduced. The draft plan created in 2017 set a goal of restoring 200 bears throughout more than 2.6 million acres. There may now be fewer than 5 wild grizzlies in Washington. The bear has been listed as a federally threatened species since 1975 and endangered in the state of Washington since 1980. Well, the Wenatchee Police Department is sending out its thanks to all the people who cleared out of Walla Walla Point Park ahead of Saturday's fireworks show. 2 police officers and Chelan PUD security had to empty the park ahead of the show and, quote, said, quote, "The job was very easy thanks to everyone who left when asked," unquote. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Nissan is the value leader in new cars and SUVs. Check out these new models starting at under $20,000. The all-new Versa from $17,020. The all-new Sentra from $17,400. And the all-new Kicks from $17,995. Now you can have the Nissan style, performance, and reliability, all for under $20,000.
And they're all here at Town Nissan, up behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck. There's no reason to leave town.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Well, as the COVID-19 pandemic accelerates, it has potential to affect all areas of local society. At a Chelan-Douglas Board of Health meeting last week, where high infection numbers discourage an application to move to a new recovery phase, Chelan PUD General Manager Steve Wright said the community needs to take steps to aid and protect businesses, including the PUD itself.
Widespread community exposure is a problem too. If this were to get out of hand, it's a real risk with respect to the potential of having to go backwards. And I think it's a bit of a long shot, but I have to say I do worry about utility reliability. If we were to lose a core group of people in a certain number of jobs at the PUD, we would have a difficult time maintaining electric system reliability, water and wastewater and fiber as well. And then I just really strongly believe we shouldn't just be victims. We need to control our destiny. We need to take action to encourage masking up, to open up. The thermometer graph proposal that's embedded in this that suggests that we keep the community informed as to how well we're doing on folks employing masks, I think is a very important way to get everybody involved in trying to get ourselves in a better position to be able to help our businesses. Outreach to vulnerable communities is another big opportunity for us that we can make some progress on, and it's not clear, but we may need to shore up some of our contact tracing as well. And I just want to commit that the Chelan PUD is willing to financially support all of those activities. We believe this is important, and we can get ourselves in a position to be able to open up more businesses when the time is right.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great day today, and it was a great day weather-wise. Other than that little bit of pesky wind out there, this shot a beautiful one looking down Highway 97 and, of course, Turtle Rock right here in the beautiful Columbia River. Not many clouds to talk about out there today. We did see what I like to call some fair weather cumulus clouds, and we did see plenty of those and plenty of wind out there as well. It was pretty pesky today at 10 to 20 miles an hour. High temperatures, cool cooler than what we should see for this time of year. Unofficially 77 degrees at Pangbourne Airport. 85 is our normal high temperature. Right on target though for our low, right at 60 degrees, and that's where we should be. Record high just a few years ago in that very hot June and July of 2015. 100 degrees our record high temperature. Record low 43 in 1971. And I'll tell you folks, it has been a while since we have even seen a trace of precipitation here in the Wenatchee Valley. No new precip, and we're stuck at 2.66 inches. And just think, that goes all the way back to January 1st, and that puts us about 1.8 inches below where we should be for moisture for this time of year. So it is tinder dry out there. Sunrise this morning at 5:13. Excuse me, and the sun will set tonight at 8:59. Let's take a look and see how your Wednesday will shape up around north central Washington. And not too bad, a little bit warmer than today's temperatures. That's one thing that'll jump out at you. Another thing that I'm not showing you here, but less wind for tomorrow, and that's good news. 84 the high in Moses Lake, 83 for Quincy and Ephrata. We will also be in the low 80s for Wenatchee, and then about 81 from Cashmere up into Chelan, Omak. You'll have a nice day tomorrow too at 83 degrees. Taking a look at tonight, and let's take you through the next 7 days. Yeah, that wind's going to stay with us tonight. We'll see clear skies, a northwest wind 15 to 25 miles an hour right through the central part of Washington state. That will diminish after midnight, and that means a little less wind for our hump day Wednesday. Sunny skies, a northwest breeze tomorrow. We're talking about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and we will see some warmer temperatures with those clear skies all over the western United States. As we get into Thursday, very quiet weather. We'll see about the same weather as we'll get tomorrow. Less wind on Thursday, mostly sunny skies with high temperatures about where we should be for this time of year. I'm thinking about 83, 84 degrees for Thursday, and then the warm up begins as we get into Friday and end our work week. Sunny and warmer. I don't know if you can read this down in Phoenix. 118 degrees on Friday, and that's going up to 120 degrees for those folks down there on Saturday. Not like that here, although we will see our warmest day of the entire 7 days on Saturday, with highs probably around 90 degrees in the Tri-Cities. We'll be flirting with that as well right here in north central Washington. There's that 120 down in Phoenix on Saturday. For Sunday, partly cloudy skies. A very weak weather system will slide through. That'll bring us some cooler weather, and yes, even a 20% chance for maybe an isolated shower. Some light showers may spill over the Cascades into the Wenatchee Valley, but that's about it. And then as we kick off our next work week, more nice weather, but still very mild weather. Mostly sunny with highs on Monday, pretty seasonal, between 80 and 85 degrees. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast tonight. We will drop down to an overnight low of 58 degrees. For your Wednesday, sunny, warmer to 82 for our high temperature. We'll continue that trend barely as we get into Thursday. I mentioned a very quiet day on Thursday. Great day to get outside and do some outdoor activities. Friday, we warm up, sunny and warmer, 87 degrees, almost 90 on Saturday under sunny skies, and then partly cloudy and cooler on Sunday. Remember, not ruling out an isolated shower or two, 59 the low, and then as we kick off our next work week, mostly sunny and mild, your Monday high temperature at 84. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz filling in for Eric Granstrom this week. And we'll have much more too as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
In the heart of the Wenatchee Valley lies a unique Ford and Lincoln dealership. This is Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. Pat Armstrong Ford's mission is to exceed your expectations by taking pride in making your car buying experience as comfortable and timely as possible. This mission is consistent in every department, including parts, service, and sales. We are community strong and community safe in East Wenatchee.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday, sports fans. I am Dan Kuntz filling in for Eric Grandstrom, who's on assignment. Assignment is the name of his boat, I'm pretty sure. Let's talk baseball. The season's going to be shorter this year, but it's not going to be an easy road. For the Seattle Mariners, they'll open their 2020 schedule with a 4-game series in Houston against the Astros, the defending American League champion. Houston Astros first pitch for the Mariners' abbreviated season Friday, July 24th. The Mariners released, and in conjunction with Major League Baseball, their 60-game schedule yesterday. The Mariners will play 10 games against each of their rivals in the American League West, plus 20 games combined against National League West clubs. They'll play 6 times against the Padres. They'll play 4 games against the Dodgers and the Giants, and they'll play 3 games each against the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. The Mariners' home opener last day of this month, Friday, July 31st, against the A's in a game that will kick off a 10-game homestand at T-Mobile Park. Now, as today, at this point, no fans are going to be allowed with games at T-Mobile Park. That might change. The majority of the home games will start at different times now, 6:10 p.m. or 6:40 p.m. instead of the typical 7:10 p.m. start time. And a few weekday games will start earlier. That way, teams that are traveling to and from Seattle can be accommodated. And all Sunday home games for the Mariners are at 1:10 p.m. Now, the Mariners were 0-10 against the Astros at Minute Maid Park last season, and they were 1-18 overall against the 3-time American League West champs, so Seattle will look to turn that trend around when they open the shortened season. A 3-game series in Anaheim against the Angels concludes the Mariners' opening road trip. Seattle will host the A's, the Angels, and the Rockies in its opening homestand, which includes 3 afternoon games. The entire 60-game schedule is against teams in the West divisions. Of course, Major League Baseball divided its 30 teams into 3 distinct regions. You got the West, the Central, and the East. The idea is to reduce travel as the nation deals with the COVID-19 pandemic that forced the cancellation of the first 3.5 months of the season. The Mariners play 2 3-game series at home and on the road against the Padres, and a 2-game home and road series against the Giants and the Dodgers, as well as 3 home games against the Rockies and 3 road games against the Diamondbacks. The abbreviated 60-game schedule has some interesting quirks. For instance, the Mariners are one of 7 teams that will play 20 games in 20 days. That's the most allowed by the current collective bargaining agreement between the clubs and the Players Association. Now, unless they make the playoffs, the Pirates and the Phillies will not play each other for the first time since 1886. That's 2,297 games over 133 consecutive seasons, and for the first time in the 143-year history of the franchise, the Chicago Cubs will not play a Friday day game. Now, there are some new rules this year. The designated hitter will be used in interleague games at National League parks for the first time this year. That's one of the rule changes for the shortened season. The other significant change is all extra inning games will begin with a designated runner on second base, with games after that go past the 9th inning. And in addition to all of that, pitchers must face a minimum of 3 batters or have the inning come to an end before pitchers can be replaced. It is a time of change. And an interesting Seahawks note, according to, well, sources anyway, The Las Vegas Raiders have made an offer to former Seahawk Jadeveon Clowney. John Gruden apparently really wants Jadeveon Clowney on the roster. General Manager Mike Mayock and owner Mark Davis are content to play the waiting game. The Cleveland Browns still reported for the highest bid. Jadeveon Clowney, of course, played most recently with Seattle. Still rumors he might return to the Seahawks. And that's a look at sports on this Tuesday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Nice job. And we hope that Clowney stays in Seattle, right? Finally tonight, if you find yourself stressing out over COVID-19, the state has a number you can call for help. It's called Washington Listens and is for people with elevated levels of stress caused by the pandemic. The anonymous support line is available for free from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. Support specialists have been trained to offer individual support during the COVID-19 pandemic. They also will have information on local resources for help. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz once again for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Hey, Dan.
Thanks, Grant. Join tomorrow for a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll have your latest news, your latest weather forecast. Looks like we're going to be done with this wind for a while. Anyway, I'll have to talk to you, Grant. This seems to be one of the windier springs into summer that I can remember. It's been a windy one, indeed. Well, anyway, we'll have your forecast details coming up. We'll have sports as well, plus everything you're used to, the obscure holiday, today in history, Mike McNally's opinion, and some celebrity birthdays. Get your Wednesday going the right way, live and local. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley right here at 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Dan, and you're exactly right. I mentioned it, I think, a week ago or so, didn't I, that since the 17 years I've lived here, this is probably the windiest June. It was the windiest June that I can remember. I still haven't got exact stats on wind for May and June, but I'll do that. But Dan, yeah, I was thinking the same thing that you were. And speaking of wind and weather, let's take one last quick look at our Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. Yeah, there's wind tonight once again, and a little bit breezy conditions once again on Wednesday, but a lot less wind for Wednesday with about a 10-mile-an-hour northwest breeze. We will begin a slow warm-up tomorrow, too. 82 Wednesday. We'll go up a tick to about 83 on Thursday, and then make a nice jump on Friday in temperature. Sunshine to end the week and warmer, 87 degrees. But Saturday looks to be our warmest day, not even ruling out a 90-degree temperature, too, right here in north central Washington. Very mild overnight low, too, of 64. And then we cool back down as the northwest flow returns. 82, maybe an isolated shower Sunday, and then Monday mostly sunny with a high temperature then of 84 degrees. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. There you go, more news or wind tonight. Once again, remember that. Thank you, Uriah. 20 to 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and we could see that tonight with a steady wind between 10 and 20 miles an hour. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com, or you can give us a call. That number is 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.